Hello and welcome to No Spin. I'm Nidhi Razdan. 48 hours after the Morbi tragedy, we still have no accountability for the deaths of 135 people, more than 50 of them children. The owners of the Oreva company that undertook the renovation work of the Morbi bridge are nowhere to be found. They aren't even named in the FIR and they fled their home. And there is zero political accountability as well. We haven't even heard an apology from the Chief Minister of Gujarat. Today, the Prime Minister went to Morbi, where he met the injured in hospital. He met the rescue teams and held a meeting with officials where he asked for a detailed inquiry into the bridge collapse. Incidentally, the local hospital that he visited spent the entire night being spruced up for the Prime Minister's visit. In fact, our team saw a huge post-midnight makeover that was underway. The opposition strongly criticized the BJP for this, accusing them of being busy with event management to ensure what they called a photo op and a photo shoot for the Prime Minister. Meanwhile, a public interest litigation has been filed in the Supreme Court asking for a judicial probe into the bridge collapse. The PIL also looks to the court for directions to different states to conduct surveys of all old and risky structures. The Supreme Court is going to take up this plea on the 14th of November. But coming up to that hospital sprucing story, things were so rushed. There was such a quick job, that was being done, to paint the walls and clean everything up overnight, that they even put in a water cooler that had no water in it. My colleague Ankit Tyagi reported on this, and within 2 hours of his reporting that, the water cooler was indeed installed and fitted with water and a proper connection. But after that, we'll tell you what happened. First, take a look at what Ankit reported.
This is a brand new water cooler. A lot of people who are watching the broadcast right now would think, well, even if it is for the VVIP visit, at least the hospital has got a brand new water cooler. I will show you something very, very interesting. This brand new water cooler is for the patients to use to drink water from. Now, see the magic. You press this, there is no water. You press this, there is no water. You keep pressing this, there is no water. It's a brand new water cooler placed here last night. There is no water in this water cooler, and I'll tell you the reason why it is not there. Because this water cooler has not been connected. You can see the lock there. It's still there. The wires are hanging. Just a short while back, we were here in the Morbi hospital and we showed you the report of this water cooler, a new water cooler which was put here ahead of the Prime Minister's visit. This water cooler was not functional. It was not connected. At least there has been a little impact of our reporting. In just 2 hours of this news being reported by NDTV, finally, there is some good news. This water cooler is functioning. They have attached it to an electrical socket. There is water, in fact, which has been also, the connection has also been done. And finally, there is water in this water cooler. Now, people, those who are here, at least for the Prime Minister's visit, one thing which has come out, at least for the people of this floor, on the first floor of the Morbi hospital, there is now a functioning new water cooler which is going to serve them for some time.
And soon after that latest report from Ankit Tyagi, the Gujarat police escorted our team out of the Morbi hospital.
प्लीज अब यहाँ से कहने दो सर। नहीं प्लीज आप और भी है ना यहाँ पे सभी जाएंगे सर है ना, प्लीज सुनिए आप शुरू करो।
Well, let's go straight across to our panelists tonight. 48 hours later, where is the accountability? Why no apology either? Let me take that question first to Ranbir Pathania, spokesperson of the BJP. Mr. Pathania, I know you're going to say that there is a probe underway, but we know that 135 people are dead. Many of them are women and children. And yet, we're not even able to hear a sorry from the Chief Minister of Gujarat to say this should not have happened. We take responsibility of this. I'm so sorry for the loss of lives. Nothing.
Nidhi, my respectful submission remains that this is the tragedy first and the tragedy last. And the response of the Gujarat administration, myself, I had come to know about the tragedy only from the Twitter handle of the Pradhan Mantri ji, the Gujarat Chief Minister also. So, whatsoever may be the causes of the tragedy, there is already a 5-member panel. There is already technical panel. A criminal case also stands registered. But my point, with due respect, somebody should not take it personal like it. We shouldn't pick undue holes you just cite one example. If he is the Prime Minister, even a guest is coming to your house, don't you make preparations? You put the sofa this way, you put the chair that way. So please don't do this. You see, the Prime Minister's visit to Gujarat itself symbolizes, it itself is an epitome of that what the government, what the Bharat Sarkar and how Pradhan Mantri ji stands, how Pradhan Mantri ji is, what is the stand of the Sarkar in such a tragedy. They stand with the people in this hour of grief, in hour of despair, in this hour of tragedy. So my point remains that the larger question, the Supreme Court is seized of the matter. There had been bridge collapses, flyover collapses.
But Ranveer ji, how does it help to have an expert panel or a panel that the government has formed to look into mistakes that the government itself may have made? Shouldn't there be a judicial inquiry into this? And again, I ask, where is the political accountability? This is not about the Prime Minister. This is about the Gujarat government taking responsibility. Who politically takes responsibility for this? 135 people are dead. It's not time to paint a hospital.
Yes. Madam, my counter question to you too. How you have jumped at a conclusion that it was a political failure or it was an officer?
Isn't it?
It was an authoritative, the failure of the officer.
Where does the buck stop?
Who takes
moral responsibility?
My point is, let the inquiry report come, madam. It will be open to each and everybody. There is already judicial inquiry has been sought by certain people. The Honorable Supreme Court is also seized of the matter. Please be assured, every guilty man shall be pursued up to the last hill. Please don't. We could drop it like a hot potato. Please don't pass your final judgments like it. Things will come out. And one thing we want to.
But nobody will be held accountable. That's the point. The point is Pawan Khera is joining us from the Congress.
Everybody will be accountable.
Pawan Khera, the point is that the FIR does not even name the owners of the company that conducted this renovation, a company that has no experience in doing infrastructure work. It makes clocks, it makes watches, and you know the owners are on the run now. We went to their farmhouse today in Gujarat. We couldn't find them. They're not there. They're not named in the FIR. तो political accountability की बात तो बाद में आती है ना. वो तो खैर वो है ही नहीं.
Nidhi, it's not just the company which undertook this work. It's also the minister or the officer who assigned this work to the company, with the company which has no prior experience of repairing or maintaining such ancient bridges. So the FIR should mention the person, whether it's the urban development minister, whether it's the principal secretary urban development, whoever who gave this contract to this company needs to be mentioned in the FIR. After all, a ticket seller can't decide the load-bearing capacity of the bridge. A ticket seller can't decide how many people can be allowed or should be allowed on the bridge. So why are you punishing a poor ticket seller and sparing all the other officers, whether it's the municipal commissioner, whether it's the principal secretary urban development, whether it's the chief minister who also has urban development as his portfolio? So
is the Congress party demanding, whose resignation are you demanding politically? Yesterday, Rahul Gandhi said he didn't want to politicize the issue, but the rest of the party has gone on the offensive on this. Politically, where does the buck stop, according to you?
We are not politicizing the issue, but
I'm
if we stop raising these critical questions, who else will raise these questions? The opposition must, and the media must raise these questions. I'm glad that section of the media is raising these questions, and opposition has to raise these questions. We are demanding the chief minister's resignation. Nobody has any faith in any of the SITs constituted by the Gujarat government. I can give you the example of the Takshila fire episode in Surat. Where is the SIT report? The gas leakage in GIDC. Where is the SIT report? The SIT constituted on the paper leak. Where is the report? So who trusts this SIT? For God's sake, the man who can influence the investigations is the chief minister, because as I said, the urban development portfolio also is with the chief minister. So you're saying
A, chief minister's resignation, and B, judicial inquiry. Are these your two demands?
Absolutely. Judicial inquiry, resignation of the chief minister.
Okay, let me take this to Mr. PKD Nambiar, who's also a supporter of the BJP. Mr. Nambiar, isn't it a fact that it's the small fry, the small fish that essentially are being scapegoated in this? You know, you arrest a ticket clerk, you arrest a couple of security guards. They're not the people responsible for this bridge coming down. Are the real perpetrators and those really behind this incident, are they getting away with it?
Absolutely. I think it's 48 hours that the people who have been the security guards or the ticket checkers cannot be put as the culprits for this, whatever had happened. It's an unfortunate event or an accident which had happened where 135 plus people have died in this incident, in the accident. And I think 48 hours is the time which you have mentioned at least a couple of times in this debate. 48 hours may not be the right time to fix all the responsibility of all those people who are maybe the top person. It could be political, it could be the company which has been given this job, or whomsoever.
I say 48 hours only because you expect somebody might take moral responsibility either at the municipal level or at the political level and say, bhai, I will resign over this. I am ashamed that 135 people have died. There's no such thing. No one is resigned or has been sacked.
Nidhi, one thing is very clear. In the first day when this particular incident happened, I think you may have not followed it, that the Chief Minister of Gujarat has clearly said the government takes the responsibility of it. Even the Home Minister of Gujarat said. But who is really the responsible for it? Is it an administration? Is it a contractor? Or is it something or the other? Must have done. There are thousands of questions related to this particular incident or an accident.
Is the government not responsible at all? Does the buck not stop with the political leadership?
Government is very
If this had happened in an opposition state, wouldn't you all be demanding the opposition chief minister's resignation? If this had happened in Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh?
Nidhi, I'll tell you, the government is very large. Who is really the place where the buck should stop will only come out once the SIT report or whomsoever, even if it is Pawan Kheraji is talking about judicial commission, maybe I am open to that idea too. But one thing you need to understand, the very Prime Minister of this country has visited that place. He himself has ordered a very fast and speedy inquiry and the report, and he clearly outlined that nobody will be spared. And I trust the Prime Minister of this country, and I don't think is there any big officer or a big face which will be able to give such kind of a strong statement. And I don't want it to jump the gun and fix that. Okay, this is only one. Will a Home Minister or the Chief Minister resign? Is this problem will be solved? I think this is an eye-opener.
Well, you know, as I said last night, there was a time when there was a train accident and the railway minister of the country would resign, because it's not like the railway minister was driving the train that crashed. But you know, there was something called moral responsibility, and I think we've exited those times where you have anybody taking any moral responsibility. Jignesh Mevani, I want you to come in on this, because the opposition also has really focused its attack on the Prime Minister's visit itself, which Mr. Nambiar mentioned. The way the hospital was spruced up. You saw Ankit's report. आपने जो water cooler लगा दिया, उसमें पानी नहीं है. 2 घंटे के बाद आपने उसमें पानी डाल दिया. I mean, such was the rush to, you know, just make everything look so good. Jignesh Mevani.
So, Honorable Prime Minister was very nice kept yesterday. He changed his clothes 3 times. He kept changing his koti that he was wearing. And today when he visited Morbi, prior to that, road started getting white, decoration started, wall painting started. Is it this sentiment? We are having an apprehension that this SIT will not bring out the truth. Why? More than 70 people lost lives during the Hoots tragedy in Botad, Bhavnagar and Ahmedabad district few months back. FIR was filed. FIR was filed, SIT was constituted, and still in Botad, Bhavnagar and Amreli, at the moment, liquor is being sold in each nook and corner. So, if we want to ensure that this kind of episodes don't happen again in Morbi or any part of this country, free and fair investigation is required. And free and fair investigation can be done only by the officers whose integrity is impeccable, who are non-corrupt and who are honest officers. I don't want to defame any officers, but this SIT is already having those officers whose credibility is under scanner for dubious, right? So if your sensitivity as a government is genuine, then you would try to ensure justice, and to ensure justice so that these things are not repeated, you will form an SIT with honest officers. That's not happening.
Or just have a judicial inquiry. Ashutosh, I wanted to ask you in terms of the timing of this. Of course, it's a horrible tragedy. It's happened just as we're waiting for the Gujarat elections to be announced. How do you see this? I mean, playing out on the ground. Do you think that there is genuine anger in terms of people wanting just answers as to who is responsible, where the accountability will be fixed?
Absolutely,
Ashutosh.
People are genuinely upset. They're really angry. Everybody's devastated. We have lost 150 people. कोई छोटा मोटा पनाव नहीं मना है, और पूरा गुजरात ये सवाल पूछ रहा है, पूरा मुल्क ये जानना चाहता है, कंपनी के मालिक का नाम FIR में क्यों नहीं है? Why you are protecting him?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, what is your reading of this in terms of how the BJP is reacting to this, how the state government is reacting to this? What is the sense you're getting? Are they just sort of hoping that the story will just die down in a few days?
Yeah. They are. See, there is pressure of media. News channels are covering. We as an opposition are putting pressure. Until the pressure is there, they will keep making few statements that we are doing our job. SIT is constituted. There are 3-4 officers. But we would come out with this SIT, I'm sure. I have the genuine apprehension, because that is exactly what happened with regard to the exams paper getting leaked. That is exactly what happened with the SIT, which is investigating the whose tragedy. 2 lakh crore ka drugs Mundra ke port mein paya gaya. What's happening with those investigations? Nothing.
I just want Ashutosh to come in on that. Ashutosh, what's your reading of it, in terms of how this is playing out?
Nidhi, I'm really surprised to listen to what Pawan Khera is saying and what my dear friend Jignesh Mewari is saying. And they are saying we don't want to politicize the matter. I think they are not learning lessons from the Prime Minister in 2016. Prime Minister has said that the act of God or the act of fraud. I'm dreading really if this incident has happened in some other state where the opposition was ruling, then how much the BJP would have reacted and how the Prime Minister would have reacted. So I think the issue here is very, very simple. Only 9 people are responsible for the death of so many people, because only those people are arrested. Rest is just hogwash. Nothing will come out of it, because if this case is properly investigated, somebody sitting in Gandhinagar will be behind the bar, because this fellow, the Jaisukh Patel, had the audacity to open the bridge without the fitness certificate, and the municipality was just looking the other way. Is it possible for a private citizen to do something like this? This can only be done if he has a solid backing from somebody very powerful in the particular state. So do you think this judicial review or judicial inquiry will get somewhere? Nowhere. It will not go anywhere. That's my experience. And who are being arrested? 3 security guards, 2 clerks, ticket distributors. Who are they? Are they responsible for opening the bridge before time? Are they responsible to open the bridge without the fitness certificate? Why the municipal commissioner has not been suspended till now?
Absolutely.
Why the bulldozers are not moving to the Jaisukh Patel's house as it has been moving in UP and Madhya Pradesh and other places?
Absolutely. Mr. Pathania, why hasn't the municipal commissioner lost his job yet? And I mean, this is a rhetorical question, but ye bulldozer kahan gaye?
See, Didi, my respectful submission is that we should focus our area of discussion to the very patent substance of what happened as on spot. It's a criminal case, and just an FIR has been registered. It's a criminal case under culpable homicide not amounting to Bharat 304, and there is a Mansaria part also. We need to account for that.
But shouldn't somebody be suspended? I mean, how can... Firstly, if municipal authorities are saying that we didn't know that this bridge had been opened and that we had not given a fitness certificate, that itself is a dereliction of duty. So, somebody has to be held accountable, no?
See, madam, not somebody. Everybody who is involved, who is liable, he shall be punished without any guilt. Keep one thing in mind.
Those are just
words. My point is to my learned friends from Congress, to the learned political analysts, to learned honorable MLA sir, please don't make hay while the sun shines. So this is a tragedy. Allow the Sarkar to perform the relief and rescue operation. Somebody allegedly they are
Ashutosh wants to interrupt you. 1 second before I come to Priyanka.
Prime Minister, I want to ask the BJP spokesperson, what were the BJP doing when in 2016 the bridge collapsed in Bengal?
Sir,
Mr.
Ashutosh,
can I reply to you?
Please don't.
Mr. Nambiar.
You will get to know how sensitive they were then, and now they are giving lecture that others should be sensitive, should not politicize.
Mr. Ashutosh, the Prime Minister is himself at the Vanguard. Mr. Ashutosh, please sir. Allow me to respond, sir. The Prime Minister is himself at the vanguard of the relief and rescue. The Prime Minister himself is an institution.
Let me speak. Don't disturb me.
Sir, you are interrupting me, Mr. Ashutosh.
He's making a point. He's saying that the Prime Minister himself politicized the Kolkata flyover collapse.
That's not the case. That's not the case here.
Act of fraud or the act of God. Did he not say that?
Mr. Ashutosh, that's not the case here. Please respond me on one point. Isn't it? I want to put a question to each and everybody who's watching the show.
I don't want to politicize.
Is not Prime Minister as the vanguard of the relief and rescue? Is not the Prime Minister who was assured of a detailed and was initiated in Bengal? Was not the vanguard of the people in Bengal?
Okay, one second.
Why did you politicize then?
Absolutely. The point is the BJP has politicized the same issues in the past. I think nobody can preach here to anyone else. Politics will happen even when tragedies take place on either side. Priyanka Kakkar of the AAP, the Congress is very clear about its demands. Are you making identical demands for a judicial probe and the resignation of the Chief Minister? What does the AAP want?
Nidhi, good evening to everyone. Nidhi, we have been making these demands from day one, but I don't hear the resignation of Chief Minister from Rahul Gandhi, although our CM has very categorically asked for it. One. Secondly, Nidhi, I'm thankful to you that you are still carrying on with this debate, and I think you should thank the BJP spokesperson that your reporter wasn't arrested today and was only escorted out of the hospital. You see how lowly is this government that the BJP spokesperson used a proverb, make hay while the sun shines, he said.
Yes,
he thinks sun is shining. Do you know the meaning of the proverb, sir? This is sun shining? Sir,
yes, for you.
No, sir. Please look at the meaning.
You have exposed yourself.
Please look at the meaning. Sir, act of fraud. You are an act of fraud. That is what you are, like your PM says yourself. Now, sir, it is too much. It is too much to expect accountability from this government.
You yourself have admitted, and I stick to my point. You are making hay while the sun shines.
It's a laughing matter for you.
You are trying to make hay while the sun shines.
Let her finish.
It's a laughing matter for you. Sir, at least take the smile off your face, sir. Have that much decency.
No.
Now, listen to me.
Please.
While this incident was rather orchestrated murder was unfolding at Morbi, you were carrying out a rally in Morbi yesterday with a huge police bandobast which could have been rushed to the spot but wasn't. You carried on with your rally for 30 minutes. You expect decency from them? The PM changed his clothes 3 times yesterday and he went to attend all the events yesterday and today. You are overhauling a hospital so that the pictures are better. What is your reason to overhaul the hospital, which you couldn't do in 27 years, sir? You constituted a SIT, which SIT comprises of the people whose name ideally should be mentioned in the FIR, sir. The FIR does not mention the name of the people who gave this tender, with this contract without a tender.
Or even the owners of the company, which is...
Or the owners of the company. You are giving them enough time to run away, which is what you are doing, sir.
They've left their homes already. I have to leave it at that for the moment, but it is a story we're continuing to track closely. We're not letting go of this investigation and see where it's headed. We'd like to leave you tonight with the images that should matter the most to all of us. Those who have died in this horrific incident in Morbi.
कल से हमारी बॉडी ये वाले नहीं मिले अभी तक, नहीं मतलब कुछ भी लगा उसको ये वो वगैरह। अगर डेट हो गई है तो भी सामने लाओ ना।
अभी तो एक हमारी और औरत चली गई, हमें कुछ पता नहीं चलता कि हम लोग क्या आपको जवाब